Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Good morning. Peasant chat. That's right. We talk to poor people that used to not be able to afford to, do a super chat here and there on Talking Shit Tuesday, and then YDBT Daily on Thursday. So we started a peasant chat. Today we're going to wrap up what's going on over at Texas 2K, Lund Racing. I still think our number one qualifier in the street car class. But there's tight competition. You got Jim Brom and a couple of other 6-second cars. There's a Pro Charge Nova. Brian Luna's in the low sevens again, which is nice to see after having a couple of bad outings at his last two events, which were World Cup and last year's Texas 2K. So it's nice to see that car back up and running, running low sevens again. No doubt in my mind he'll end up going a 6-something once he gets everything squared away, because it's basically a new build after it's been totally rebuilt from scratch by Aldo and his team. We'll also talk about the Ford Spring Break, I don't want to say shootout, but let's just say that there is a Ford-specific event that happened at South Georgia Motorsports Park that I think in the future Ford-specific people should go to. Texas 2K is not a Ford-specific event. It's the Super Bowl of street car stuff. So unless you have like really badass stuff, that's somewhere you can go. But the vast majority of people are slow. They have a true street car. They have a 13, 12, 11, 10-second car. And at most can afford maybe like a mid 8-second car, like by yourself. But that is still a huge investment. So events like that, in my opinion, can be patriated more by the people that have more of a normal build, because in my opinion, TX2K is dick swinging from a shop. Like every car is a shop car. There's Lund Racing, there's Motion Raceworks, like there's a bunch of people that it's a shop car class. Ripa Tuned is out there going low 8s in a Trackhawk twin turbo. Really nice to see Dodge finally getting after it with twin turbos. With supercharger stuff, they were kind of stuck in the high 8s, low 9s, but now with twin turbo stuff, Demonology and all them guys seem to be running a really good number. So it's nice to see them out there competing. So we'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live. Oh, wait, why did this not work? Why the hell did this not work? I don't think it worked. Can you hear it?
Yourself.
Fuck it. I don't even know if it worked or not. Fuck it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Apparently, you got to hit 15 buttons for it to work. PMAS, Nick James and PMAS, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck you if you have any other cold air intake in your car. We don't give a shit. We're not going to chase it. Eat a dick. What a promotion. D&H Performance, D&HPerformance.com. D&H Performance, the online parts house sponsor of the show. You're going to go there and buy your new parts. Just everything you have to buy, you're going to buy from D&HPerformance.com. Whether it comes to fuel systems, wheels, tires, fuel pumps, injectors, anything and everything, D&HPerformance.com. Partsfarm.com. Used late model parts, crank pallets, wheels, tires, rolling chassis, panels, fenders, shifters, center consoles, dashes, steering wheels. It's like basically a high-end junkyard, and they deliver. Toyota Solution. Rami Zaidan is actually in South Georgia Motorsports Park, and he took pictures with some people that I fucking hate, and he sent it to me as a joke. I thought that was pretty funny. Toyota Solution and Bellac Industries. Bellac Industries. If you want everyone to know that you sell drugs, you're going to go to Bellac Industries and let everyone know in Miami, the cops, everyone that's been watching you the whole time, let them know that you sell drugs by sporting a set of Bellac. Some people say Bellac, like Hispanics when they can't say Bellac, Billet. Hey, I would like to thank Billet Wheels, Joe Swish, Money 540, Nick, Mark Christensen, B. Levesh, Coyote Kelly, Frank Donahue, Clean at TGT, Rich 50, Clean 93, TJ, Clint Stroke a couple of times, Mark, Oliver, I'm Hung Solo, 50 Stallion, Robo Style, and Yali Dushan. Everyone's with the good morning and Airman F1320. That's right. Fuck 1320 video. Yet again, proving that they try to capitalize on people's misfortunes. You saw that the GTR guy, Dodsworth, I think, Night Fury, caught on fire, and they took a picture of him looking at his foam-filled car and posted it on Instagram. You scumbag pieces of shit. 50 Stallion, Jasso, Risky Business, Ken Phillips, Matt Oliver, Gergie Upvich, Joe Jackson, Sean King, Andrew Fitzsimmons, John Bonanno, Cole Daniel, Mark Christian, Ivan D, EPA, JD Swag, Minibad Madman, T TMP Rookie. What's a TMP Rookie? Says, hello, watching while working. F1320. Good for you, working on a Sunday. God's day. The day of our Lord. F1320 Native Shift says F1320. JD Swag says F1320. More pews, more boost. Valley 10 Speed says, good morning. Valley, are you in Texas? I saw you on a plane heading to Dallas. Devin, Boxy, Nathan, Deshaun, 50 Stallion, Bryson Witt, Redbird, Bandit, Josh Roy, Peter Chow, Cornfed Cow, CPR Andrew, Bryson putting up the Patreon link. Again, if you want to get direct access to me, which is weird, but we can talk build stuff. A lot of people try to use it as a Lund supplemental system, and I squash that shit real quick. I go, no, you cannot get after hours Lund support at Patreon. That's just not what it's intended for. Let's say you want to build a car and you're like, Alex, I got a set of, I found a Hellion kit used, the Scott stock logs. Have you seen valve float issues with it? I'd be like, yes. I would opt for the upgraded manifold, and if you really want to turn it up, I would get a set of springs, but mitigating the back pressure is going to be your first priority. Like, that's literally what Patreon is for. It's not for, I submitted a ticket, can you look at it? No, that shit does not work. That's double dipping. I'm not about that life. Cornfed Cow, Edwin Martinez says, morning, Beacho. Bryson Witt, Cameron Summers, Third Coast Coatings, Bryson Witt again, Yusuf, Fred Lures, Euro Trip and Rides, Omar Perez, CJM. Edwin Martinez again says, Modnets will now be Ford specific. Also, dude, Modnets did the biggest mistake on the planet by segmenting the overhead cam crowd. And this is the problem with Modnets. The guy that runs Modnets is a 4-valve nut swinger. Like, he is the biggest 4-valve nut swinger on the planet. That's right, you. And, the Coyote stuff, he kind of scoffs at it. Like, he's one of those guys that thinks a Predator motor is not a Coyote. Like, he will probably sit there and argue with you that a Predator motor is not a Coyote. And we all know it's a Coyote design. It's no different. It's like saying 4-valve is 4-valve is 4-valve. Stop it. JD Swag, Dixon, Bryson, Killshot, and all the usual suspects. Again, guys, Patreon is a riot for the paying members. The peasant chat doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. Again, guys, if you want to get direct access to me, you're going to go to Patreon, patreon.com/YDBT. And you're going to, oh, dude, it shows my money. Actually, I make $3,000 on it. I'm not going to fucking lie about it. Where is the community? So we have about 230 paying members, and the paying members are the ones that kind of get everything going, and the rest are freeloaders. But we got YDBT's chat, TX2K chat, sell your stuff chat, peasant chat, show us your bill, pew pew chat, plug your business, and conspiracy theories. That's one of the better chats out there. Good times for the people that want to hang out with a bunch of people. You have about 200 people like-minded. They're about that life, and they're willing to pay a $15 monthly nut to be in it. Also, one of the funniest things I've seen in a while, one of the Patreon members did this for me. I thought it was great. If you type in 1320video.com, 1320video.com, it redirects you to my YouTube channel. Shout out to the member that did that. He shall remain anonymous because it was one of the funniest things. So it redirects you to my website. Okay, let's talk about Lund Racing. Lund Racing, I think, qualified with a 6.70, 215 mile an hour. And then on the next pass, you saw that it did not make it down the track. So right now what they're experiencing is a bit of a harmonics issue with the drivetrain. So the harmonics issue, let's just talk theory and application before we get too into the weeds, because there is no fuse in this car in the driveline unless it's the CV in the drive shaft. If you've seen modern drive shafts, okay, there's a difference between a slip yoke drive shaft and then a modern drive shaft that has 2 flanges on each end. So let's look at a S197 drive shaft. And this is something you're probably not going to experience because this is kind of on the high-end stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a good idea to talk about because it can be an issue. So when you look at a S197 drive shaft, you have something here, which is like the CV area. Basically, this area allows for some expansion. You're going to actually see, this thing can contract and expand depending on what the suspension is doing. So if the suspension is contracting and expanding, it has an internal spline mechanism in here. You can actually compress it and and, pull it out a little bit, expand it very slightly, maybe a couple of inches at most. I doubt you really want to extend it a little too much. So that's because both sides are flanged. See, there's a flange here, there's a flange here. But when you look at a slip yoke drive shaft, when you, the end of the drive shaft has basically a spline like this, okay? And that rides on the tail shaft of the transmission, and that is where your expansion and contraction happens. So at the tail shaft, if you, let's say you have this much sticking out right here, right? And then for whatever reason, there's a expansion, it'll actually come out of the transmission a certain amount and then come back. So now cars that have a lot of extension, if you've noticed cars that have a lot of extension at Texas 2K, probably the most pronounced car that has extension is the Grubworm and Brett LaSala's S197. You're going to see that some of these cars launch, and you got to understand what's happening in the driveline. If the car is basically slammed to the ground, and then it does this expansion going down the track to, this extension, to put the tire down on the track and just kind of have a leverage cantilever effect all the way going down the track, the driveline has to account for that. So I think most turbo 400 transmissions, if I'm not mistaken, are slip yoke. Like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not always right. I mean, a lot of the times I'm right, but I'm wrong too. But I don't know of any turbo 400 specific transmission that has a flange at the transmission. The 6R80 does. So the expansion has to take place in the CV joint, and if there's any issue in that CV joint, meaning the wrong angle, because if it's too tight, it's a problem. If it's too loose, obviously, it's another problem. So they're having some issues with that. They've actually had to rebuild the transmission, pulled one out, rebuilt one, cracked the case. So Steve Ellis came down, dropped off a couple of transmissions, and I think they're rebuilding stuff at the track. So leave them alone if you are at TX2K. Like, leave them the fuck alone, because they're probably working their asses off. So it'll be interesting to see if they make the call for the first round and actually remedy the issue, because it is no joke to have something like that happen at the track and then you have to remedy that issue. Now, let's talk about what's happening over, and we can expand on that another time. So at SGMP, which was recently bought by Raul Torres, he was a Miami guy. Look at that. That is, I'm really happy to see that it's just Mustangs. SGMP, South Georgia Motorsports Park, bought by a Miami native, Raul Torres, Cuban guy, first generation. I don't think he's first generation. He might have come here from the island. Became successful in Miami, then got the fuck out of Miami and started, bought. He was a grudge racer. He would always race. Racing was his passion. He bought South Georgia Motorsports Park. So he did a Ford-specific event, and it's nice to see cars in the stands. There's True Street. There's a bunch of other classes. There's an 860 class that was happening up there. So it's just nice to see, a Ford specific event going on in South Georgia. Whoa, Jesus Christ. South Georgia Motorsports Park. Yeah, and first year of this event, car count was pretty decent. And again, Ford specific. So you can have in the springtime, like a Mod Nats Spring Break Edition at South Georgia Motorsports Park, and then in the fall time, yet another one. So that is 2 more races at a great track, South Georgia Motorsports Park, that will have Ford specific events so that you don't have to, potentially not qualify at TX2K, because TX2K, again, it's shop stuff. It's just, Billy badass, crazy stuff. So nice to see the track getting some rep, people showing up, being covered. I think I know this car. This car looks really familiar. I don't know the car. But anyway, check out the everything that's going on here, because I want to be able to support Raul and maybe next year go to that event specifically. I will not go to Mod Nats if you fucking paid me. I'll never go to Mod Nats. Y'all can enjoy Mod Nats all you want. I don't fucks with certain people. So we have started the war versus 1320video.com. And of course, you've seen that on Instagram. They're doing the same old shit by putting people's misery on display. Toyota's in the sand pit. GTR's on fire. So, par for the course. I think you're not going to see much until they're done with TX2K, and then they're probably going to go, what the fuck happened during Texas 2K? We got a bunch of comments on our shit. People are going after it. Some guy named his page 1320video.com and redirected it to his YouTube. That's right. That's all I'm going to do, because all I want is talking shift to be eliminated. Call it anywhere else. Call it 2 gay guys, 2 straight guys. I don't give a shit what you call it, but do not call it talking shift. And it is car related, because that's something that I started 6 years ago. Good morning. Got my coffee and Jimmy Dean sausage biscuits. I'm here for the shit. Back from spring break, Ford Nationals. Lost Build Mechanic. Let me put a little D in your car and watch 1320. I have a short video on my YouTube channel. Much more to come, says Car Guy Mike. So basically, Alex gives info on Patreon, not support. Right. So, and I appreciate the people that want to skirt the system, but I can't do that out of respect to Lund Racing. Look, they pay me a great salary to sit there and slam tunes. And by the way, I am so happy I didn't go to Texas 2K this year, because I'm getting so much stuff done here. Corvette, believe it or not, the Corvette got some attention. I sat there for 5 hours on Friday night from 5 to 10:30 and just, put the motor in, put the oil pan in, drop the motor. Today or tomorrow, I'm going to put the steering column on. I'm going to drop it on the ground, roll it out of the garage, clean up the garage, and wait for the motor mounts to get done by Jake, because that's the next step. Once the motor mounts get done, drilled, tapped, I'm going to look for a place to get headers done. So I was on the fence whether I was going to go twin turbo or header or blower on the car. And just for ease of use, I'm going to go blower. Reason being is the car already has a place for a heat exchanger. The car already has a tank for the intercooler. The car already has an intercooler pump. It already has all that stuff. I just got to wire it in. And I finally figured out how to remove the LS9 engine harness from the thing. It was just, I was like, what the hell's happening? So I had to remove the fuse box, unbolt the bottom of it, take it out. So that's for sale. Someone told me that's actually worth a lot of money. The LS9 engine harness, complete engine harness. I'm asking $1,000 for it, because I don't see these things for sale anywhere. Met Phil Fez, cool dude. Phil Fez ran 9.5. Phil Fez ran 9.5 stick shift in a basically street driven Coyote car with a 2650, I think of 20% overdrive, with a 2.8, I think upper pulley, or maybe 2.9. The dude is just, having a good old time. And he basically built that car based on what he's learned on this channel. So that's good to see. Amy reporting for duty. Good morning, good morning. Dropping a like and I'll catch you a bit later. Patreon chat is goated. Been watching for a year now. Sold my Mustang a while back. Just love the content. Big ups. Solid mounts front to back, correct. All resonant frequencies channeling through the drive shaft. Yeah. So the 6R80 is not a hardened case. It's a very, guys, if you were to gut the 6R80, I'm saying you take everything out. You take the rear planet, the one-way, everything, and all you have is a case. You have an extremely light, fragile case. You can drop it maybe from 6 inches and crack it. You know what I mean? It's very, very light. It doesn't have a lot of material. Now, people say, why don't you get a billet one done? Well, let's be honest. What's the market for this transmission? In my opinion, this transmission has way past outlived its usefulness. It is way past the point of it being, people will say, and Jake will look at me like, you're wrong. The transmission never failed. No, you don't understand. The only thing that failed on this transmission ever was not ever. Many things failed that were, fixed, mitigated and fixed. The input shaft was the last thing, like the last piece of the puzzle. And once the input shaft was hardened, then this thing was robust and great. But then it's not able to account for things like a broken drive shaft. Let's say broken drive shafts happen. Let's say wheel spin or tire chatter happens. Let's say you hit, you launch and you don't catch it in time and it hits a limiter. Well, the case just does not absorb any of that resonant frequency. It just doesn't. It just transfers and it just rattles everything. It has to be an absolutely perfect pass. Just good. Look what happened with me. A drive shaft failed and it destroyed the transmission. It didn't kill it. It beat the ever-living shit out of the transmission, broke it right at the bell housing. And I was like, boy, this thing, if it was like a hardened case, you would think maybe the drive shaft would have, completely let go. But again, The Lunds are dealing with things that no one has ever dealt with. 2,500 horse, 6R80, and resonant frequencies happening due to maybe driveline issues. So they're trying to mitigate all that. I'm hoping that they get it fixed, but the driveline stuff has to be figured out, obviously. So we'll see. Keep an eye on them, see if they make it to the first round, because they were busting their ass all night working on the car. I met the Lunds yesterday. Super nice people. Junior was telling me that they think the issue with the Trans is the drive shaft. Exactly. The drive shaft, just like we talked about in the beginning. Fox body drive shaft versus Coyote drive shaft. I'm sure all this talk about shaft is getting Kyle rocked up. Never seen one on a 400. I think 350 cars showed up. 350 cars showed up to the Raul's event. That's good to see, because he had so these are the classes. Phil Fez, I think, sent me an email, and I apologize, Phil Fez, if I didn't get to the email real quick. But Phil Fez sent me an email telling me the classes of cars that were there. So, boy, I'm going to sneeze. Shit. I have let me see, Phil Fez. Here we go. SGMP classes. Boom. Perfect. Check it out. So these are the classes for SGMP that Phil Fez sent me. True Street. Coyote stock, which is an amazing. If you have never seen a Coyote stock car get down, it is a treat. It's a sight to behold. The 860 class is probably the most competitive class there is out there. There's just so many cars that are 840, 820 cars, and they slow them down just enough to be right at the dial-in. So basically, it's a heads-up class. First to the line wins, but if you break out, you lose. So again, as long as you're 860 and under and get to the finish line first, and I think 1010 is the same. Open comp, which is every Fairmont that has a full tub, 40-inch floppies with a 302 that runs 12.1 like it's job. That's open comp. Stick shift shootout, obviously, we know what that is. No time. So the brothers with big blocks and nitrous kits are there. Super Pro no box. Sportsman Truck Wars is going to be good if the Puro Pinche 956 a la verga cuz shows up and start running trucks at that event. Streetcar Shootout, Super Stang, and Shelby Shootout for the gays. So yeah, it's really nice to see that they got a nice lineup of class going on over there. It was a good turnout. Carlos said, "Did you see Boyd got the IRS record?" Yes, he went 691. So congrats to him. You know how many Chevelles? You know how many $300,000 built Chevelles had to be sold to make that happen? He don't fuck with that, man, Carlos. Exactly, Carlos. We don't fuck with that fucking punk. Have they ever done a second podcast episode yet? Are they still using the name? So EPA, generally, what happens with 1320 is they try stuff like that. They try podcasts and try to get to know the personalities, and then when no one gives a fuck, they just kind of let it go. So if they make it a consistent thing, the war will go on. Just don't call it blue magic. Exactly. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Just don't call it blue magic. Okay? What a great thing. This is one of the better clips for American Gangster. Okay, American Gangster. This guy's selling drugs. He has one of his underlings. One of his competitors starts. Okay, his cracker cocaine or whatever is called Blue Magic. Denzel Washington's character, and Cuba Gooden Jr. I think is his name. He's his competitor, and he's like, I hear you're calling this shit Blue Magic. I don't give a fuck what you call it.
If I buy something, I own it.
No, that ain't true. That ain't true.
Buy a car and I want to paint it. I can paint the
Yeah, but you don't have to. This is what I'm saying to you, Nick. You don't have to. It's good enough the way it is. You can make enough money off it the way it is just by calling it Blue Magic. Anything more than that is greed, son.
What do you want, Frank? I want you to change the name on it?
I would have to insist that you change the name.
I would have to insist that you change the name because he is diluting his product and calling it Blue Magic.
Fine by me, Frank. I call it Red Magic, even though that don't sound as good.
I don't give a fuck what you call it. Put a chokehold on the motherfucker and call it blue dog shit. You know what I mean?
Call it blue dog shit. Just don't call it talking shit because you're diluting my product. So are you now second in command, tuner after Junior? I'm nobody. I'm not anything in command. I am a cog in the wheel. I don't want to say I'm assistant manager. No, I am remotely located. I fill orders. That's my job. I don't understand how 1320's podcast or whatever you want to call it can be successful. They haven't accomplished anything themselves. It's just dudes talking about stuff that other people have done. And people would say the same about me. But then if you actually pay attention and look at what I've done on this channel, the cars I've owned, what I've accomplished, what I've taught, what I've learned and, disseminated back to the audience, I come from a position of authority on certain things. Carlos, I know, but still interesting. Hopefully, Carlos, you don't get it. Carlos, you wouldn't even bring that up if you fucked with this show. How excessive would it be to develop a new 6R case? How expensive? Well, how expensive would it be to develop a Coyote block? Meaning a billet wet deck Coyote block. Let's say you had the ability to have the ear of, people that have access to, making billet stuff. And you're like, hey, man, what do you think about a billet Coyote block? We bring the cubic inches to 320 something, taller deck. Maybe, you make changes where how the clamping force and the cylinder heads and all that stuff. So you're probably looking at $100,000+ right? For one. And then now you have the die. So, okay, I have the die, or not the die. It's a billet block, so it's machined out of CNC. So let me shut the fuck up about that. The program, right? You have the program, big hunk of billet, you make a block. So, okay, here's your $100,000 motor. If you are in business, you do that to recoup the money, right? Like Lund Racing spent $300,000 twice on fluid turbo systems and didn't make back their fucking money because of mismanagement. So no fault of anyone with the last name Lund, let's just say that. And I was there to witness it, and I went, sheesh, this is fucked up. So, and then there was another project that was about $75,000 that they put into it that did not come to fruition because the person was lazy. So I see what happens when somebody invests money into something and then no product comes out of it. So, okay, here's a billet or a hardened 6R80 case. How many people are going to buy that over a 400? Again, I'm not in 6R80 sales. And I know Jake probably doesn't want to have me say this. If you're going to give me the option of a 3-speed 6R80 hardened, all this bullshit, or a turbo 400 reed case, billet internals, you know exactly what I'm going to get. Give me that 400. I have one day off this weekend, so I'm basically returning my 05 GT swap back to NA since my Predator blower ate itself. I'm just going to copy Donnie's setup since it already had the parts. Wait until you see today's video that's going to drop at about 5 p.m. today. It's just like a nice thing to see very cheap mods work. The car looks great. The car got washed. I took the plastic dip off of the Bogarts, and I wanted to see if I can go 1.8 60 foot because the best I could do on the street was like a 1.9. I was going to throw all the suspension on it. I have a set of Maximum Motorsports, control arms, drop brackets, Viking double adjustables, and anti-roll bar from TIG Vision. But I said, no, let me do it as if I was just some guy that works a 9 to 5 and doesn't have all these fancy parts to put in there. So I literally put ballast in the back, exactly what I tell you to do. And I took some video from the back, and I think you guys will enjoy that video very much. Shout out to my Dusty Miller MS for leading the GT500 class. Coyote stack is greater than all. I can tell Lund will figure it out, and it wasn't catastrophic. Otherwise, it would have been already on 1320 video. I'm sure I missed it, but did you have the pieces on Donnie's motor welded? No. One part of the motor, the driver's side at 9 o'clock mounting point, was the only part that was compromised. All other mounting points are great, so I wasn't going to fuck around with that. Did you see the last Talking Shift episode? They said they want you on their episodes. I have a feeling the Grey Goose will live life. The 6R lied. The Blue Goose will knock the house down with the Turbo 400 and hurt feelings. I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but there are some ridiculously fast cars out there. For that car to knock the house down, it needs, it needs a team. The Blue Goose needs a complete fucking team behind it. Now, the nice thing is, if you guys met the Lunds, you also met the owner of FFRE, Joe. Joe Irwin was there, and you also met the guy who built the turbo kit, Ryan Eckhart. Ryan Eckhart is like the biker-looking dude. Joe's the guy with the fanciest sneakers on the planet. you'll see Joe with like the nicest sneakers. So Joe's the guy with the real nice sneakers. He owns FFRE, and Ryan Eckhart is the guy that looks like a biker dude. And then you got John Jr., John Sr. So if the Blue Goose comes out and starts getting after it, I think those guys are going to be like permanently part of the team, because I think they're going to eventually try to campaign that car in many places like PDRA, World Series of Pro Mod, LDR, stuff like that. They're trying to make it so that it fits a lot of classes. They should call it the best racer podcast, since none of them bench racer podcast, since none of them race anything worth shit and live off of others' cars. TKM got Billet blocks. Yeah, but you got to understand, like, maybe not everyone wants to fuck with TKM. You know what I'm saying? Joe Jackson, no comparison. Alex definitely builds and tests as well as provides education. 1320 doesn't do that at all. Hey, what do you got there? That's a nice car. And a nice car. Car. You mind if I get in? Yeah, get in. Gets on the guy's lap. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, you said I can get in. Yeah, on the passenger seat, asshole. I don't know. I thought your lap looked way more comfy. Didn't know the guy was in the blacklist. Thought he was an annoying brat. My fault. Yeah, he's both. 1320 Didios don't want to smoke. Mods are actually effective. Just throw more power at it. Is Joe a sneakerhead? So I don't think he's a sneakerhead, but I met him one time and I'm like, man, these sneakers look fucking nice. Like, I wear Chucks that are pretty beat up. Like, I've been to the gym all the time, and really worn out Nikes. I can't get myself to buy really nice sneakers, but he seems to be, on point. He's got a jumpsuit. Like, the guy's a good guy. And I love the guy because he's enthusiastic. He said something. Okay, I'm gonna try to find the video. So there's a video of the Lund Racing Grey Goose launching and running the number. Hold on. Yep, senior rebuilt at midday, found fuel pump. Joe fixed that. Fired up candles, drive shaft smooth. Third gear yesterday before the last pass on lift. I felt a heavy vibration and registered, and it says something, drive shaft third. Okay, cool. So they got a bunch of stuff figured out. So there was a look at this video. That's great. I'll show you guys some videos. I think these are funny. I don't know who the hell that is. Say it again, man. Here we go. So this, if you guys this is good. This is kind of good behind the scenes stuff. You don't get to see all this stuff. This is senior, literally elbows deep in a 6R80, Grey Goose in the back, and this guy right here is Joe Irwin. He is the owner of Fast Forward Race Engines. Oh shit! God damn it! I hate that.
Filter in the country.
Say it again. Say it again.
Fastest filter in the world, right here. Transfilter. Right here. That's what we use. The best.
All right, I got all those tight.
I mean, that's an insane amount of work. But anyway, Joe seems to really enjoy this, which I think is psychotic, but whatever. But there was a point where the car launched at the line. Somebody said, "Punch me in the fucking face," or something like that. Meaning, he was so excited that the car ran a good number. He was like, "Punch me in the fucking face," and I was like, what? I gotta find the clip. It's actually pretty funny. Oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna show these pictures, but there's some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, Joe seems to just be into it, and it's good because you can get stuck behind the machine shop the whole time and just do nothing, and it sucks sometimes. So okay, let's take a look at the Grey Goose's pass right up front, close and personal, so you guys can enjoy this. There we go. Volume warning, it might be really loud.
Fuck yeah, let's go, baby.
Okay, I thought somebody said punch me in the face. But maybe I heard wrong. Maybe if Junior's listening to the stream, he could be like, yeah, right here, he said punch me in the face. And I was like, why would you want to get punched in the face? It's kind of weird, Let me see what's going on here. No, that's the wind. The wind was ridiculous, apparently, for these guys. Okay, so yeah, that I thought he said punch me in the face, but apparently he didn't. But I thought that was funny because the guy is excited. And I think he's going to be excited to, go racing. Because sometimes you can just get stuck. Look, if you tune all the time and you're just in front of the computer, it sucks. I mean, maybe you guys go, it's easy. Yes, in terms of like physically. But it's mentally taxing. Most people are retarded. Let's be honest. Most people on this planet are fucking retarded. And you have to deal with these people and not spaz out. So you're like, So then you go racing. You're like, oh, this is fun. Until you have to pull the transmission. Until you have to set up. Until you have to drive. Until you have to, deal with frustrations. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be in front of the computer dealing with retards. I'm good. Someone needs to troll a 1320 on an interview. You need to make a sus racing channel. Why don't you make a racing channel that covers people covering racing channels? Can someone do that? Cover the people that are covering the racing channel. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? How you doing? Good. Yeah. What kind of camera is that? Oh, I don't know. Nikon, Canon, blah blah. Yeah, tell me about it. What are you doing, bro? Leave me alone. I'm just trying to film a car. Oh, oh, really? Leave me alone. I am just trying to film a car. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to race my car. Sergeant Cross, this is nice. Every time Kyle gets in a ride along, he puts his mouth on the shifter. I'm sitting here wearing worn out leather Chucks. I'm a bit of a sneakerhead myself. That's nice. What? I said car. I got a separate pair of shoes for the gym, and I gotta keep the new ones clean. Look, I wear Chucks everywhere I fucking go, okay? These motherfuckers, they deadlift, they kick you in the face. They're great for driving a stick car. I mean, Chucks are... I used to not care about Chucks. I used to be like... I'm still a Nike guy for like running shoes, but I just don't go running. These are... I don't know. I feel the ground more. It's weird. Got to jump. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your C8 Corvette. By the way, did you see that the drive? I know people don't like the drive, but at the end of the day, fuck you. The drive had an article the other day talking about the fact that there are so many leftover Corvettes on the lots that they're wondering why people don't lowball Corvettes. Let me see. The drive, lowball Corvette. Here we go. The drive, which was a couple of days ago, March 13th. Yeah, so 3 days ago. So this article came out and I thought it was pretty interesting to read, given that the S650 Mustang is still not tunable and close to $60,000. Time to lowball your Chevy dealer for one of the 5,500 unsold C8 Corvettes. Chevy's inventory system shows thousands of C8 Corvettes with stacked up incentives ready to find a new home, some of them for as low as $58,000 before taxes and fees. If anybody works at a Chevy dealership and has a white version of these guys with black wheels, hit me up and we'll see what kind of shit. I want to talk turkey. I want to talk money because I have my eyes on an S550 that I want to do the twin turbo build that I've been talking about for a while. But boy, $58,000 C8 Corvette sounds pretty good right now. If you're a hopeful Chevy Corvette buyer who ended up being turned off by the limited supply, dealer markup, and seemingly interminable stoppages that came with both the pandemic and the UAW strike, we have some potentially fantastic news for you. There are literally thousands of C8s sitting on dealer lots nationwide, and if you qualify for some of the discounts, it appears you can get them for pretty close to the 2020 prices. CorvetteBlogger.com ongoing Corvette Tracker series noted that of last week, there were more than 5,700 C8 Corvettes sitting in U.S. dealers, as you can see from Chevy's inventory system. That number had declined slightly in the intervening days, but there are still more than 5,500 of them sitting around. Some of them even have some cash on the hood, provided you qualify for the various incentives. Of course, at least one of the promotional rates we saw requires a Costco membership, for example. Still, even with the caveats, discounted C8s are still an excellent news. Back at launch, when they redesigned the mid-engine Corvette, was a $60,000 car. It wasn't unusual to see markups pushing that figure north of $100,000. And that was before the C8 Z06 came along, threatening to break the internet, with dealers, customers fought for the chance to reserve any examples. But now if you're fortunate enough to qualify for all the discounts and some of the cheaper Corvettes sitting in inventory, you could walk away with one in exchange for what you would have paid back in 2020. And if you're not afraid of a car with an actual color it's on its exterior rather than yet another shade of gray, you can snag a Z51 package for under $70,000 before tax, title, and fees. You can stretch that to $75,000 if you can find one in just any color combo available. So if you were turned off by the C8 launch kerfuffle, now's your chance to snag a world-class performance car coupe in an appropriately working class price. I don't know about you, but Sebring Orange looking mighty fine right about now. So white Z8, Z8 Corvette. White. It has to have the black wheels. Ah, there we go. Like that. Like that or like that. One of those two. Not that. So if I can find that, boy, that looks good. If I can find one of these two, I'm in. I'm in like Flynn. So, might as well spend the money. I'm not buying a house anytime soon. I'm going to buy a house the second year of Trump's term. That's probably when I'm going to buy a house. I guess I missed it. Why did you not go to Texas 2K work? So again, I'm going to give you an example of what my Texas 2K experience is. See, you guys go turn on floor racing. You wait. Oh, there's Lund. Whoa, that's so fucking cool. Okay, but you didn't see me drive 3.5 hours to go to Tampa, get in that trailer, drive 23 hours. 23 hours. Stop in the hotel along the way. And guess what you do at the hotel after you eat? You open the laptop and you see your tickets at 68. Fuck. So you feel pressure. You feel pressure to respond to everybody. So by 1:30 a.m. or 2 a.m., you shut the laptop off. You get up at 6, 4 hours of sleep, have shittiest breakfast on the planet at your hotel, and you drive another 10 hours that day. Get to the track. Set up. A whole day of setting up, okay? Then you got some downtime, tickets. So you replied to maybe 40 tickets the night before. You're like, all right, maybe there's 20 left. No, now there's 80. Because all those guys replied and more new orders came on top of that. So you feel those, you feel like you're underwater. So you're at the track by Wednesday. Then you get a test or two in. The next day, roll racing's happening. Okay, so you're just working, doing tickets all day. You're working, doing tickets all day. Thursday, you do more qualifying, downtime, tickets. Friday, you do more qualifying, downtime, tickets. Sleep, tickets. Wake up, qualifying, downtime, tickets. Saturday, qualifying, downtime, tickets. Sunday, eliminations. Run what you're ever going to run, right? Come back, deal with whatever you got to deal with. Right now, they're taking transmissions out of cars, okay? That's a nightmare. I'm not a fan. Okay, now, Sunday, whether you won or lost or whatever, pack up. Drive back. Halfway, 13 hours. Tickets. Get up. Shitty breakfast. Drive. So now you get home Monday night. I got to drive 3.5 hours home and go to work the next morning. It's really not difficult to know why I didn't go. This year, orders are caught up. My tickets are at zero at the end of the day. Wake up, it's at 30. Boom, boom, boom. Hammer them out. 40, 50, but I'm done. 0, 0, 0, 0. Saturday, I do whatever the fuck I want. Have a meal. Enjoy my life. Yeah, this racing stuff ain't for me. Not in that capacity. I'd rather go to something local, have fun there. This national event stuff, it's over. I love how subtle the Grey Goose looks. No loud colors, all business. Yeah, no crazy sponsors all over the shit. Don't you love that the Grey Goose does not have a sponsor anywhere? Go look at every other car at Texas 2K. Splatter! Play, look at me! Bravo Supermarket? Lund Racing Car shows up with no colors. That would be epic. Could you imagine your home is on fire and some cuck outside is videoing for clicks? Better not give them any ideas. We need the channel 660 video showing wrecks and calamity. Hey, that's a nice wreck there. Can I kick you in the nuts? I mean inside of the car. The fact they try to talk to people seconds after they just wrecked a $100,000+ car shows what they're all about. Chuck is the best. Chuck Kozerinsky. Parker. Wait, people don't like the drive? Alex, Chuck's VMP likes cucks. We're not the same. Okay. Top of the morning. Your Chucks are on the wear bars. Yeah, look, I wear these are on their last leg before I ditch them. Actually, I bought a new pair. They're coming in tomorrow, the next day. C8 Corvette is way better than the new Charger, and it's cheaper by 23 Chargers, Challengers. Wonder why Dodges aren't selling. Oh, wait, you're talking about sneakers. I just sold my C8. Thought it'd be a good time to get out since the market is starting to crash on them. I got it for $78,000 on a 3LT, says Sean King. And you can tune a C8. Look, the C8 to me is a great road racing kind of like, track day car. Not a good daily. Not a good car to go out and stunt because there's a lot of them out there. But if you just want a great handling American V8 rear engine car, awesome. And if you ever want to put a supercharger on it, 8 to 10 pounds on pump gas, nice wheels, just ride the fuck out. Hello, I'm thinking of going all motor Gen 2. Bye. What do you think about, who do you think is the bottom, Kyle or Fred? I think Fred's straight as an arrow. I think Fred is straight as an arrow. Kyle? Mm-hmm. Kyle's the top, Fred's and... Would you own a BMW Z8, Alex? Not at all. 1320, is that bottom end board out? Racer, what? Alex, I just woke up and gonna catch the replay, says RT. This might be a really dumb question, but on the Dark Horse, intake vents are completely open, but on any trim lower, they have them like 3 quarts closed. Why the fuck would they do that? I don't know that the Dark Horse intake is much different than the GT intake. I think the horsepower difference is negligible. It's probably a tune and maybe a filter. I would think that it would be, because it's not MAF-based, MAF, you can have like a ram air effect on those cars if you're snorkeling in the intake from the outside of the car. I totally get that. But I don't know why they would, I don't know why they would purposely open, obviously more airflow. Let's just be honest. It's just going to get more airflow. Whether it's going to be more power or not is still up in the air. I put up a good pic on Alex's post, both where the scissor lift at the big end, ready to blow each other. What post? Was with Phil Fez and the guys from Second Shift SGMP this weekend. Great event for sure. I guess Second Shift Racing broke their drive shaft. Like broke their drive shaft. And, the Poverty Cobra. It was crazy. Like, did your transmission break, Garrett? Because the way that drive shaft broke made me think, I wonder if it took out the transmission too. Town I work for got demolished by a tornado this weekend. I'm surprised 1320 Didio didn't make a thumbnail. Yeah, a lot of crazy storms happening. And I'm going to be honest, like obviously what happened this week in Texas where someone lost their life because of a weather event. I don't like that part of the country. I don't like traveling around that part of the country. Around this time of year, springtime, when the cold and the heat meet right in the middle. It snowed one year. At TX2K. Like, very light. Then the next year, it rained. Then the next year, it was beautiful and perfect. And then the next year after that, it was just a up, down, up, down. This year, they had like 50-mile-an-hour winds. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to pass on all that shit. Yeah, it's easy to miss. The Goose has no sponsors. Looks like it's an independent build on the surface. It kind of is. Tracy Miller says, I switched to AJ1s from the gym and you won't regret it. Still a flat sole, most support. Well, let's just look at that. What are AJ1? Oh, no, I don't like those at all. I don't like Air Jordans. I don't like how they look. Nope, y'all can keep that fucking shit. Bitcho, come join the Hey Loafer gang. Most comfortable shoes on. Come join the Hey Dude Loafer gang. Most comfortable shoes on the planet. Well, no, these are the most comfortable shoes on the planet. The New Balance 608 series. I get it. Old men, I totally get why you wear these. This is the shoe where you stop giving a fuck and you just want to be comfortable. Now, you really want to know someone is a lazy motherfucker? They got Velcro on the top. But if you want, the older you get, the less fucks you give. So this right here is the I don't give a fuck anymore. I want to be comfortable and cool. So you wear the shirt with the vent in the back. And then you say, you know what? I want to get some young bitch. Young bitches like Corvettes. So you go, young bitch likes Corvettes. Wife's divorced. She's got her, boyfriend. I got my 1-1 with my fucking New Balances and a Corvette. And I get laid. And I get laid because they want to ride in the car or the boat. So, yeah. Comfort, these guys. I ain't wearing them. But when I stop giving a total fuck. When I start wearing these all the time. Pretty wild. Jordan is the ugliest goddamn shoes ever. Exactly. The weather is fucked up lately. It went from 60 to 60, 70 to 34, snowing in Illinois. It makes me want to scream slurs. What you mean? These storms are totally being caused by global warming. Jordan, one for support. Shit. Hot take. Jordans have always been ugly, pretty much. The grip is good tier, though. They rock those shoes in the villages. I have the same pair, says Dustan. Listening while driving. New Balance, our Corvette beginner shoe. 608 is the age group. I rock the Vans. Hey, dudes, look like drag tires after a week. I love those too. I just can't work with the white ones. They get ruined at work. Been running Nike Flex shoes for the past 8 years. I ain't broke. Don't fix it. Let Rip says, the older you get, the less fucks you give. Alex for Prez. Okay. So when I was in my 20s, I remember being in places where an old man was just out of pocket. Fuck you. This food sucks. Take it back. Fuck. Hey, why don't you shut up? Why don't you tell your kid to shut up? He's like, shut fuck, you know. And I was like, whoa, this guy's crazy. No, he is just accumulated a life's worth of experiences to not give a fuck anymore. See, when you're still wet behind the ears, you're optimistic. You think you're going to have fun racing. You thought you were going to have fun racing? See, that's one of the biggest fallacies of all time. I'm going to build a race car, and I'm going to go racing and have fun with my friends. And then you're under the car, and you're like, why the fuck did I do this? This is stupid. You want to know the quickest way to becoming a millionaire racing? You start with $2 million. That's when you realize, is this for me? I'm saying competitive racing. If you want to go test and tuning and build a mid to low 8-second car, that is where you should stop. And there should be a graph where it becomes fun. It's like the hot, crazy matrix. There's a fun and then stress, and it's a ET axis versus money. It's just, there's nothing fun about racing. Some people are addicted to it. Some people are they salivate. I gotta gap this guy's car. And then they hyper focus on this one guy that doesn't even know you exist, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking gap him and wait till I see him at the. And I'm going to the gym and having a good meal and banging chicks and just having a good time. And then I just happen to race. That's the guy that's happy. And I figured it out before I went bankrupt. I said, you know what? Let me stop. This shit ain't fun. I have literally never had fun racing in a competitive capacity. I have fun testing tuning. Going, the Fairmont was the last car I went to the track with that I said, this is fun. This is fun. Actually, I'm wrong. The White Notch. The White Notch running 10.7 at 129 on pump gas stick shift was fun. Fun as fuck. Bro, that was the best time. Next up after those, New Balance is a coffin. Adidas Ultra Boost are the best. Shit, I'd be in Crocs with everything. Crocs are the worst shoes ever made. I can't believe anyone that wears Crocs needs to have their fucking head studied. Get you some Air Force Ones in St. Louis style. Gray Mare Racing. It says 14 GT Gen 3 Gen 3 stock bottom, Gen 3 SB short block, forged on. What the fuck did he just say? Okay, 24 GT Gen 3 short block, forged on 376mm turbo on ethanol, made 681 rear, has single disc converter. What do you think a triple will let it make? What? A converter should not dictate power output. What? Why would a single lockup, is the single lockup slipping at 681 wheel? A stock converter can handle that. So you think the lockup dictates how much power gets to the ground or how many clutches? What if the single disc lockup is properly, it has maybe 4% slip or 5% slip? And then the triple has 4%, 5% slip. Except when you make big power, 1,000, 2,000, the triple is better because it slips less. 0.0 more horsepower based on the lockup. I'm going to answer your question. Good morning. Nothing like listening to advice while working on the same car. I'm trying to rotate the earth the other direction. Good luck with that, because you would need a high-powered gravitational force to make it spin the other direction. It'd be odd. My car's the best it's ever been. I don't even care to race anymore. I got to rip on it and enjoy it alone. Best car I've ever had. My Air Force One Chucks and Denner boots is all I need. I had when some kid screaming at the restaurant, keep your kid in the house until he grows up. I agree. Don't put your kid on a fucking plane. Don't bring him to a restaurant. Just leave him there until he's a teenager and learns how to fucking act. Shit. I have more fun beating draggy times. Crocs are for kids. Crocs are for retards. Crocs aren't for kids. Crocs are for retarded people. Test and Tune, hanging out with your boys on a Friday, talking shit about anything and everything is priceless. Neil was having fun fighting Morpheus at the dojo. Next thing, he was getting faked by Agent Smith. You'll be able to tune that Fortune GT before 2024's. It's slipping, not locking. How do you know? Crocs are my shower shoes for when I'm on the road. They are all rocking Crocs in Idiocracy. Where the fuck is Mr. Billet Noonan? Craig Walls has a life. Leave him alone. So today at TX2K, I think because the weather's favorable today, you're going to see some interesting stuff. I think that if Lund Racing is still qualified number one, they're going to race a guy that's probably in the low sevens, mid to low sevens, like a 750, 740 car. And then you're going to see, because they have data on a slippery track, all they need to do is cut a 1-2, and then back half it and run 6.8 at 215, and the car will be happy. As long as the drivetrain holds up, that's all they have to do. The job is really up to John Lund Sr., whether he can react quick enough to, low 100 or 0.0 something, which is very tough. Then he should have the field covered, unless somebody just all of a sudden uncorks another 150 horsepower and runs 660. Because I don't think the Lunds have 660 data on the current setup, but I think that let's say for example, they get to the final, and the one that to me that stands out is that Nova, that Pro Charged Nova, big tire, big cubic inch, or maybe not big cubic inch. I don't know the motor combo. Pro Charger, and it's in the sixes consistently. A Sentry blower car is going to do what it does, in my opinion. I don't think there's much to turn up per se, but let's say that car lives in the 680, high 670 range. Yeah, I would say the Lunds would have to really get after it and aim for a 6.5. And that means aim for a 1.1 or a 1.0, 60 foot. So it's either the 3-link survives, the 680 survives, or it spins. Or it blows up. Who knows? The transmission. So that's probably the only time you'll see them turn it up, when they have an opponent that either they barely have covered or, is leaving something on the table. Because anytime you're going to get raced as being the number one competitor, anytime someone's going to go up against you, they're going to give you their best, and they don't care if they blow it up. There are people out there that are like, all right, I'm going to race number one, and they have a chip on their shoulder. They want to beat Lund Racing, because Lund Racing, it was funny, years ago, Lund Racing was not known as racers. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest digs against Lund Racing is they're not racers. A lot of guys up in the Maryland area would talk a lot of shit about Lund Racing on the Mustang side of things. Lund don't race. I see you in the group chats. I see the screenshots. I see the shit that comes across my shit. And then in my face, you're like, hey, buddy, love your show. And then all of a sudden, now they're like public enemy number one. You got to beat Lund Racing. Wait a minute. How do you go from not being into racing to being targeted to get beat? It is interesting to me that why would you want to beat a guy that doesn't race so bad? It's just silly. And that's why this industry is full of shit. And I don't want to participate in it, going to these gay, stupid racing events. I crewed for a top alcohol dragster team. I learned real quick how much it was not worth racing competitively. And that wasn't even on my dime. I'll stick to tests and tunes. I think Whipple 3.8 can do it. Yeah, right. Whipple 3.8s are absolute junk. Sorry. Whipple 3.8s don't belong on a Coyote. They don't belong on anything. They belong in the trash can. I used to run the car. I run the car in R2 reverse rotation. Bare brakes on a Gen 1 Whipple weekend car. Good or bad idea? Bad idea. It's stupid. I wouldn't do any. On a weekend car, you keep the stock brakes in it. I don't understand people that get lightweight, tiny dirt bike brakes on a 3,000-pound car. and wonder why their car won't stop worth a shit and end up in this, you've seen a couple of cars where their parachute does not deploy and then they try to slam on the brakes and the bitch don't stop. So I'm kind of blown away by that. Nothing wrong with full-size brakes, exactly. Full-size brakes for the win. Like what I'm going to do on Donnie is I'm going to get lightweight rotors, same diameter. It's just the stock brake rotor is very heavy. So one of the guys on the chat said, hey, this company, and maybe you guys can remind me, that a company sells replacement rotors, discs, that are a lot lighter than stock. And I would just get a good set of pads on it and live a happy life. If I don't have work boots or gym shoes, I have my Crocs on. Devin TK says, hey, Alex, is putting my 2 to 4 ounces of boost in my tank every fill up going to fuck up my GESI cats? I don't think so, but keep an eye on your spark plugs. See, if you live in an area, Oklahoma, that has really bad pump gas, Massachusetts, North Florida, Arizona, I would definitely use octane booster if you're boosted. But understand this, your spark plugs are going to start getting orange pretty quick. Now, I don't know what the effectiveness of the spark plug, how the effectiveness of the spark plug is affected by boostane discoloring, the spark plug itself. There's no study based on that. There's nothing. It could be no effect. But the fact that it's a visual representation of a combustion event issue based on the additive that's going in there, or not a combustion event issue, but let's just say a byproduct of the boostane having like reddish tint on your plugs, I don't know that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I really don't. Chad, is it normal to have any exhaust smell after going free-flowing exhaust? Like, can't drive 5 minutes on the road without smelling like outside gas. Congratulations. That's exactly what you're supposed to smell like when you remove the catalytic converters. Alex, why don't 1320 DDOs cover drag racing at the gay bar? Seems like that's their kind of event. Well, they did go to Thailand. And let's be honest. Why does anybody go to Thailand? Think about it. Why do the brothers go to the DR? To bang chicks. Because they're, black chicks with good hair. You ever thought about that? Dominican chicks are black chicks with good hair. Think about it. Black chicks with good hair. Dominicans. So they go down there and then you just bag everything down there. Colombian, right? If you go to Valledupar, Bogota, which is like a city, Barranquilla, you go down there, you flash $100 here and there, you're going to get some pussy. Why do you go to Thailand? For the trucks? You went to Thailand for trucks? You really think you want me to believe that you went to Thailand? Why didn't you go to, where's the place where they race those boats that have diesel engines on them on like some canal on like a little ski thing? Come on, stop it. Wilbur 38s are junk. Hello, Bonderbirds here. There was a Mustang that went into the sand trap at TX2K. Tiny brakes with no other weight reduction sounds silly. Now we got good 93 up here in Shell, baby, and they tag brake company like it stopped the car. No, the sand did. Oh my God, look. I've gone into details as to why I think small brakes are stupid. Okay, what is the weight savings? One of the craziest things I see is this. Very tiny brakes on a car, then it does a bumper dragging wheelie. And then the guy goes back to the pits. He goes, man, I got to put some weight in the front. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, man, I got to buy. This thing's just too light in the front. I got to put some weight. Wait, didn't you just remove 30 pounds of brakes to make this thing? Yeah, but I want to be able to move the ballast around. Put your stock brakes back on the fucking thing. If your plugs aren't orange, what does your combustion chamber look like? That's kind of what I'm saying. DBA Rotors? I don't know. Is that a thing? DBA Rotors Mustang. 13 Mustang. Maybe. Yeah. These. I think these are. Boy, they're kind of nice. Mustang DBA Rotors. Holy shit, $625. Boy, okay. So let's go to Steeda. I think DBA. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's DBA Rotors. Yeah, I think it is DBA Rotors, bro. So I want to buy these rotors because I think that's a weight savings, but it's still the same diameter. DBA Rotors, GT500. Yeah, so I have the Brembo brake package, so it would be this one. Let's see the description. DBA Rotors, Brembo, brakes, front rotor. This rotor is a direct replacement for 05 to 13 GT and GT500 Mustangs, as well as 13 to 14 Boss 2 Mustangs with the Brembo Big Ray kit, which is what I have. DBA 4000 Series T rotors, reduce rotor fatigue, improve quick replacement, minimal. Is it a little lighter? I thought it was a little lighter. California residents, man, you know, you Californians, you're fucked. Moderate tool. Doesn't say it's any lighter. So yeah, I guess I gotta find the ones that are a little on the lighter side than the stock shit. The stock shit is heavy. Maybe I'll do some research on that, but it'll be interesting to check that out. You know, just to have a little weight savings in the front, but still maintaining the stock rotor, the stock caliper size. Ladyboy Buster, Ladyboys, exactly. They went for the lady dude. The reason you go to Thailand, guys, is to bang ladyboys. You don't go to Thailand to cover trucks. You go there to bang ladyboys. Oh, hello. You big boy. Come on over here. Oh, you look like a big boy. I'm 5'7". Oh, in Thailand, that's big. Hey, bro, if you were to get a C8, what mods would you do to it? Honestly, I'd keep it stock for a year. And then exhaust and boost. I don't know why they don't use carbon ceramic brakes like Schleckenberg's. Imagine JJ the boss in Thailand would be ridiculous, especially if he sets up races.
Man, I'll race you. How about this bet? If I win, I suck your dick. If I lose, I suck your dick twice.
Unreal.
I know Ryan has all that fancy shit, but I know I can beat him on the street, because I'm more street. Are you man enough to run me? Line up, pussy. I bet you won't race me without clothes on. Now, here in the South, we do it a bit different than you Yankees. Here, buy-in is showing me your dick. And depending on the size, girth, and veins determines the run order. Winner gets my ass. Now, looky here. These be them rules for the race. Number 1, jump, and I eat your ass. Number 2, the chase is anal sex. And 3, if you jump, we come in your booty hole. Who's in?
Who's in? Are we racing or what? Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. We all know that Thailand have the best stick shift racing on the planet. Talking shifts. We need an AI 1320 voice, and JJ the boss getting after it. You see SpaceX Launch, Alex, so wild that first stage when that first stage landed. What are you talking about? What year is it? I don't think those are any lighter. Okay, good to know. Geo Rotors are 2-piece lightweight and the best bang for the buck. Gyro disc. You guys fucking with me? I'll look it up. Let it be like some dark web porn site. What gyro disc? I thought this is just lady boy. You know, guy just helicoptering the dick. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want that. Gyro disc. Choose your make. Ford. Okay, let's go here. And do this bullshit. Choose your model. Ford. Choose your make. Ford Mustang S197. Boss with Brembo. Choose your trim. All. Choose your axle. Axle? What? Front. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Damn. $1,000. Sheesh. ¿Se jodió? Damn. Oh, they look good, though. They look really good. Shit. Gyro disc system, direct replacement for the OE disc. No modification necessary. The disc will bolt direct to and work with the OE calipers directly. By upgrading your brakes, lightweight, high-performance replacements as opposed to the big brake kit, your factory biases maintained as well as your ABS efficiency. The gyro disc front rotors are approximately 20.2 pounds versus 25 pounds for the stock units. Damn. 25 pounds. Wait. 5 pounds per side. Bro, I might just leave the stock shit in there. For $900, get a fucking K member. Fuck all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how they have specs tab, but no weight listed under it. JJ Ball is featured on 1320. Alex, pull up the JJ sound clips so fast. Look, when it comes to sound clips, I got that shit on lock. Like, I don't fuck around. I'm waiting, ready to get after it with clips, okay? That's what I
love when he makes it smell like Badusi in the room. Whoa, that's a huge dick.
That's literally what Kyle does to like, oh, let me see that guy's ride.
Whoa, that's a huge dick. Damn, baby, you're digging me out.
Boy, unreal. AI Carol Shelby is crazy.
Man, every time I see my signature on shit like suitcases and cereal boxes and chili, it makes me think, why didn't I marry my college boyfriend?
Oh, I don't know why you didn't do that. I mean, regrets.
You know what else I was blowing off in the weeds? Your dad.
And real. So yeah, I can't wait till 1320 Didios actually interviews the corpse of Carol Shelby. Winner gets my ass. Sounds like a 1320 race stipulation. Where is winner gets my ass? But that's the chase rules. You know what I'm saying?
Now looky here, these be them rules.
Should I just isolate winner gets my ass?
Who's in?
Oh wait, that's who's
Now
in.
looky here, these be them rules for the race.
I think it's this one.
Now here in the South, ass. Order. Winner gets my ass. Winner gets my ass. Winner gets my ass. Winner gets my ass. Winner gets my ass.
Could you imagine cashing in on that win? Like, what do I win? Oh, my ass. Well, oh shit. Kyle might start racing if these be them rules. Did you see what they ran 2 planes into the World Trade Center? No. I forgot what Johnny Nardi said one time. Yeah, Nardi wasn't aware of something. I forget what it was. And I was like, dude, that happened like 4 years ago. Does the torque from a TVS 2.3 on a Coyote feel more violent than a naturally aspirated big block? No, David Reynolds. No. I was lucky enough to drive a 700 horsepower big block Challenger. They put some, I don't know, 500 cubic inch motherfucker in it with a TKO 600. What a violent, stupid thing that was. It was big car. 70. It was a 70 orange Challenger. Yeah, dude, exactly this car. Okay, I drove this car from a car show back, and it had a fucking 500. It was stupid, and I'm not sure if it was a Hemi or not. It might have been a Hemi, but it made like 600 and like 700 torque. It was so dumb. But it was really cool. It had big tires. The guy beat the shit out of it too. Guy beat the ever living snots out of this car everywhere he went. So it was definitely no trailer queen. We need AI Kyle off this. 1320 doesn't even race. Put the rotors on a lathe until you get the weight you want. Joined a little late, says Reflex. Have you given an update on the Grey Goose shit? Literally in the first 5 minutes. Imagine getting a tune from Alex and he just responds with sound clips. I second what Killshot said. We need AI Kyle off this. Nardi be like, you hear what they're doing in Germany with all them... Yeah, Nardi was a little late to the party. See, the problem, I love Nardi. One of our co-workers, Johnny Nardi, now a tuner. I don't think he's aware of what's happening in the outside world. I'm a news junkie, okay? I get up, turn on the computer. At 7:30, I'm already monitoring shit, making my coffee, and I sit down, and I just I literally have Fox News going like an old man. Literally, I get it, old people now. I get it. Took a while to get it. So, got news going on just to hear what happened over the weekend or Monday. Monday, heavy news day. And then I have X on, and I just, scroll for a little bit, and then I have YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm like up to date on what's happening so that at least I'm informed. So if anyone asks me, hey, did you hear about this? I can at least have an opinion. Nardi doesn't do that. Nardi goes home and takes his dogs out and goes for a walk. He listens to David Goggins talking about staying hard and running and shutting the fuck up. And he meal preps, goes to sleep at 6 p.m., wakes up at 12 a.m., goes to the gym at 1 a.m., finishes the gym at 2 a.m. I'm like, whoa, it's like a vampire life. 1320 videos voiceovers coming soon. Look, one of the funnier things I see happening with this 1320 video situation, maybe they don't realize that we're over here going all in. And again, this war was not started by me. I was just chilling. And then some Japanese came over an island that I own on the Pacific coast, which I totally knew about. I was all right, you're going to bomb it. That's just going to give me a reason to fuck with you. And, they did. And I was like, well, I guess I got to join. Isn't that funny? Like, when you talk about conspiracy theories, do you guys feel, based on the technology that we had in the 40s, that we knew the Japanese were going to bomb us, but we needed a reason to join the war? They were having their own war over there. Germany was just literally, Germany and Italy was just fucking shit up over there. And they were asking us to join, and we were like, nah, but we'll give you money, we'll give you ships, we'll give you this stuff, And then, we didn't have a reason to get in. And then Japan, on one of the biggest blunders ever, was like, hey, Emperor. Yeah. So I have a plan. Most of the fleet of the United States Navy in this little tiny island over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically make flying gas cans, and we're gonna bomb the fleet, and it's gonna take them years to build. Okay. Goes over there, bombs the shit. And, I mean, I wish there was an X back then, because it would be full of, like truth-finding and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But, when you look back in history, you have, based on what you know now, based on all the truth that's coming out now, that's why I'm so happy we stopped giving money to Ukraine. I'm like, nah, y'all doing weird shit over there. I get it. Y'all defending yourselves, but, like, $200 billion? And then you're telling me a veteran here can't get good health care? There's homeless veterans everywhere? Mental health crisis with veterans? Yeah, no, fuck that. So imagine if you lived back then and like, I don't know. I mean, you start conspiracy theories. People just start getting off left and right when they start finding out some stuff. Yeah, that's one of those conspiracies that when you look back, it makes you question everything. Cal stays hard watching David Goggins. 1320 keep deleting all the Amory comments. I seen a post of 87, I think Roush twin turbo throttle body was okay. Yeah, dude, glass roof Coyote. I hope you're kidding. That's a Roush car, very well known Roush car. Pearl Harbor was Iran. Pearl Harbor was your Rand? I didn't know. The U.S. instigated cutting up by certain fuel additives the Japan needed for their planes. Hence, showing aggression the U.S. wanted in the war. Europa, the last battle. Killshot Racing. They went from being samurais to drawing cartoon girls and massive honkers. Humble those motherfuckers real quick. Stop. I believe that was a prototype for a possible inertial K. It's definitely not impossible for us to have known beforehand. It's definitely not impossible for us to have known beforehand. Supposedly, we mistook them for a group of planes we sent out for training earlier coming back on radar, but we were stupid lax back then. You could get in with an ID with... oh, fuck. Fuck the Ukraine. Help Ireland. Rosie O'Donnell. Could you imagine? Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland, and then the premier or president or prime minister, I don't know what his official designation was, from Ireland came here, and Donald Trump's like, did you hear Rosie O'Donnell moved there? And he's like, he's trying to be all politically correct, but I love it, bro. I love this president. He don't give a fuck. I love it. It's one of the best things ever to have happened during my most informative years, which is in my 40s, when you kind of get your head out of your ass, you stop racing because you're like, this ain't worth shit, and then you're like, I just want to make money and be left alone, and then this happens, and it's just like all the right shit happening at the same time. It's like, thank God. Ireland now has a food shortage. The Ukraine video you posted on X had me dying. Exactly. So this is why I don't give a fuck about anything that happens anywhere else but the United States. If you go on my X, I post not mostly political stuff, but it's fun. It's a good time. So this is supposedly a woman going on. I am blah, 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 and this is my parking lot.
I am Ukrainian, and this is my car. I am Ukrainian, and this is my church. I am Ukrainian, and this is my bridge. I am Ukrainian, and this is my gas station. I am Ukrainian, and this is my school.
2 seconds earlier.
I am Ukrainian. This is my Porsche. Exactly. Like when I see stuff like that, please defend it. Anyone that's into this bullshit. And don't email me giving me this bullshit. Don't email me because I don't care. No money to nobody. Israel included. No money to nobody. Keep that shit here. As an American taxpayer, I'd rather have homeless problem, mental health crisis, and all of our vets taken care of before we send a dime to anywhere else. Fuck anyone else. Pearl Harbor always reminds me of the movie Baby Boy when Dad rages on the son. Is that the one where Matt Damon tells his son like it's a good dream? Is that Baby Boy? Is Baby Boy movie? Oh no, that's fucking. Might as well just what are we gonna snakes on a plane now? We're gonna fucking. You watched Baby Boy beginning to end. You watched Baby Boy. Like you went out of your way and watched something that looked like this on the cover. You watched. I mean, did you watch Soul Plane too? Did you watch that? Huh? Did you watch Soul Plane, aka Spirit Airlines? Huh? Did you watch that stupid shit too? Fucking Baby Boy. Motherfuckers referencing Baby Boy here. The fuck out of here. My youngest just showed. Sorry, Amory. Gotcha. Worried about my Tesla getting kicked, but the other than this administration is rocking it. I am Ukrainian. This is my OnlyFans. My name is Svetlana. Do you want to dance? But democracy. Tell me you wouldn't motorboat that, Alex. Of course I would. Look, one of the best things that happened during the Ukraine war is the women came here and they found brown-skinned dudes attractive. And it's just been a splash fest for the last, year. Almost as bad as proposal at the track event, gay as fuck. If you proposed at the track, the marriage is doomed. If you did a gender reveal party, 1, you're gay. 2, the marriage is doomed. Why do I say that? She convinced you to do a gender reveal. If you did a burnout for a gender reveal, you're the gayest. You're Kyle calls you gay. Let me do a burnout with a blue powder. Holy shit. I don't co-sign on any culture that has to do with motorsports and gender proposal at the track. Fuck out of here. That was a good movie, he said. That movie got a 320 credit score. Alex watched that shit too. That's how he knows I didn't watch shit. Alex, if you bought the C8 non-Z06, what mods would you do? I literally already answered that. Ukrainian Poon. Ukrainian Poon is good stuff. They don't know how to say certain words in English. Get me dirty. Like busting out on your face? Is that? Oh, got it. Get you dirty. Like what is okay, let me see. Translation translator. So we're gonna go Ukrainian, which is Russian. No, it's not. It's totally different. Okay. Let me swap them. So let me see what get you dirty sounds like. Get me dirty.
Забрудни мене.
Забрудни мене.
Забрудни мене. Забрудни мене.
Get me dirty. There we go.
Кінчив мою попку.
Kimchi yomu popku.
Кінчив мою попку.
Wait, why does booty hole sound like poop? And every word, like...
Кінчив мою попку.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Mommy, I am... Wait.
Зеленський купив мені багаті за ваші податкові гроші.
I agree. Yes, I agree 100%. Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck me. Get me dirty. What's wrong with the burnout reveal thing? Next thing you know, your joint Facebook accounts are gay too. Exactly. If they post the track, there's domestic violence involved. I love them when they fail on their gender reveals. Soul Plane is fake as fuck. No one would smoke alarm chirp in the movie. Joint Facebook accounts are alarming. Get F me clap. Okay. Eastern Bloc chicks are hot. They really are. Sound clip in the making. Translate F1320. Is Sarah in tune from Ukraine? Stop it. See, I don't think anything negatively about Sarah in tune. That person is straightforward. Maybe you guys want to make fun. I'm not here to make fun of that person. Okay. They're just doing the car thing. They're not bothering me. They're not doing anything weird. When you're closeted, that's when things can get. And again, in Puerto Rico specifically, if you're closeted, it's more of a negative than if you're out. If you're out, people go, okay, we know what the deal is. But yeah, like Sarah in Tuned, I wouldn't put her in the same category as other. No, I think she's fine. There's no engineering background. Actually entertaining, no shit, works on her own cars. I'm not gonna make fun of her. I'm just not that person. Exactly. They are great. See, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make fun of that person. They shouldn't catch strays on this show because that channel is actually not bad. You know what I mean? Sarah in Tune is more legit than 1320 by far. It's not even close. I mean, they have an engineering background. Supposedly, I mean, they built their own car. See, the thing is, I hesitate to say she, because then you're affirming something weird, right? So Sarah in Tune, I'll just say Sarah in Tune has an engineering background. They're entertaining. They film in such a way that's palatable. And they generally know a lot about cars. Where the 1320 guys are just fanboying on people's rides, and only when a tragedy takes place is when you actually start seeing them, oh my God, like they get excited. Holy shit. Oh, they go over there and what happened? Well, I crashed. In one of the videos, they were interviewing a Lambo guy. And a lot of the comments was like, well, these Lambo guys are boring. Well, maybe these Lambo guys don't want to talk to you. Did you ever think about that? Like, 1320, if you go up to a Lambo guy and he's very dull and boring and monotone and da-da-da, he doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe you a very chipper interview. Who the fuck are you? I'd be like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Go kick rocks. Fuck out of here. I don't know. Get out of here. Leave. I don't want to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. So be, you're interviewing these guys are so boring. They don't owe you anything. So don't interview them. It's real simple. Not throwing shade. She's hot, says Fred. The other thing catches strays is 1320 mustaches. I'm sure Sarah in Tune is a cool person, but I'm equally opportunity hater. I get it. Start posting your only draggy clips and races, YDBT 1301 videos. The UGR guys, they were like, fuck 1320. Yeah, they were like, very monotone. And I'm like, good. Kyle's definitely having a bukkake at the track, porta shitter. Jesus. Wow. What a place to have a bukkake party. Why is Fred the shorter guy with the beard? Because I don't think he's sus at all. I don't think Fred is sus at all. It's the mustache dude that's un poquito está doblado. Yeah, I have no issue with people who Rich 50 says, I have no issue with people's choice on how they dress or act. Just keep me out of it. Right. They're not dragging you in. Keep me out of it. How do they involve you? Fred's got the long beard. Dude loves the puss. Fred is legit. I've had personal conversations with Fred. I like Fred. Fred is a good guy. I have no issues with Fred. Unfortunately, you know, he fucks with them and he works for them, but I like him. I've never had an issue with him. He's given me nothing but respect when I've met him. Seems like a nice guy. Everyone else is sus. Fred is the only one who seems legit. Exactly. Sarahntuned way more legit than Amelia Hartford. Oh, come on. Not even close. Not even close. No offense to Amelia Hartford. Sarahntuned knows stuff. Mustache guy stays under the bleachers during events. Fred's straight for underage girls. Dude needs a wood chipper vacation. Wow. What the hell's happening? Killshot. you're just making accusations without any backing, and I'm here repeating it like a dumbass. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here before you guys say some other dumb shit that might get me in trouble. So today, right now, Flow Racing is live. They're gonna be airing the eliminations for the racing this weekend. So be on the lookout for Lund Racing. Hopefully they got their drivetrain issues fixed, because the 6R80 is just a motherfucker to try to get going down the track, especially if you have driveline harmonics issues. So be on the lookout for them. Hopefully they can go rounds, represent, and have a good time while they're out there, because it'll make all the effort worthwhile. Today at about 5 p.m. I'll be releasing a video, Donnie, some 60-foot action, some, just a general update on Donnie. Good views, good times, good sounds, good vibes, good camera angles. I think you guys will appreciate Donnie being back on the channel, and I appreciate Donnie being back on the channel because it actually motivates me to work on the car. You will get a Corvette update sometime during the week. Once I get it back on the ground, that's going to be so good to see that Corvette back on the ground with a Coyote in it bolted up to the torque tube. It's going to be a good time, so be on the lookout for that. Have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. See you guys later.